It's taking a minute. Hello, guys. I'm here today with my co-host, Miss Henrietta. Miss Olivia is running late because of some family issues. And we have a guest speaker today. We call her First Lady, Miss Ruth. She's here to make it happen. Guys, you're going to give us a few minutes so that we can share our Facebook on our Facebook personal platform, and then, excuse me, and then we share it on WhatsApp. Just give us a few. So let me go to, and Miss Olivia will be joining us pretty soon. Mollie Show. Let me see us. Where are we? Oh Lord, this is my phone that every day. Just give us a few. Okay. Oh Lord, this is my phone that every day. Just give us a few. Okay.
It's okay. It's technology. It involves, girl.
Technology. Oh, ish technology is it's not the best, but we're hanging in there.
Yep.
We're hanging in there. Let me see how I can.
Why Miss Molly is doing what she's doing. I hope you all, the viewers, are having a wonderful day. Like we said, Miss Olivia is not here. She's gonna join us. We want to thank you all for still hanging out with us all the time. Appreciate it.
Okay, now I'm there. Sorry, it took me forever.
It's okay. You finally
Olivia
did it.
is Miss Olivia is our technology guru. When she's running late like this, it affects us. We have to learn how to do it.
Did you finally post it, girl?
Yeah, let me post it on our. I don't know if the one I'm posting right now is the right one. Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
guys. So today we're going to talk about red flags in a relationship part 2. We remember 2 weeks ago we talked about it, and most of our viewers, they were like, oh, let's do a part 2. So today we are doing a part 2 of a red flags in relationship. Like we said the other time, most of the time we see those red flags in our relationship, especially us women. We always think that, oh, we can fix this person, you know. But again, I will always say those red flags are always there for a reason, to show us that maybe this person, most of the time, those people that they are showing us those red flags, they are good people, but that person is not the right person with you. But us women, we always hold on to something that doesn't really have hope. We're like, I put in 20 years in this relationship, I cannot let go. I put in my finances in this relationship, I cannot let go. I put in my emotion. But what is the point of holding on to something that is not even gonna last? Sorry, my light is falling apart. That is not even gonna last. So we bring in Miss Ruth to tell us, Miss Ruth, what do you think? What do you think about red flags in relationship?
Thank you so much, Miss Molly. Thank you, Miss Henrietta, the Mollie Show. It's always good to be here, right? I love, just listening in on some of the topics that you share with us viewers and, sharing my own take or my own, feelings about, the topic that we're sharing. So, red flags, I think it's definitely something that's important to watch out for, when you are newly beginning a relationship or as the relationship continues, right? Even into marriage or maybe much more. You want to be very aware of these things because even right, you are your own person first before you become united with that person. So it's important to see the way that I perceive myself, the way I want to do life. Is it the same way that this other person wants to do life? In every case, yes, we'll never be the same person and we are not perfect. But to some extent we need to be able to align to become one person if that's the direction the relationship is going. So when you see some of these red flags pop up, you want to be aware and see, are these things that the other person sees the way I see it? Do they see it? And is it something that we can fix so that we can move on with this relationship? So that's my take on red flags. I'm very, aware of them. I keep an eye out for them. And when they pop up, let's have a conversation and see how we can fix it and move on. That's what I think, about red flags in a relationship.
Miss Henrietta, you go ahead. What do you think about red flags in a relation? What are the kind of red flags? What do you think? What is gonna be like something that is a red flag to you? Something you are like, I cannot take this no matter what. What is it gonna be for you?
Thank you, Miss Molly and Miss Ruth. Last 2 weeks we talked about red flags, and it's it's a trend. It keeps going. There's so many red flags, and like you said, Miss Molly, what really stood to me, it was is physical abuse.
Hmm.
I think that one is the most important one to me because I said it on the TikTok. It was so personal to me because you can't be a punching bag to somebody. You can be in a relationship where there should be love, there should be caring, there should be feelings, there should be like
Mm-hmm.
affection, there should be everything. But you're crying every day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you've been beaten like you're nobody. That's it. Like you're nobody. I can imagine for somebody to be in a relationship. First day they keep telling you all those things. A man will tell you the love your lady will be like, oh yes, I love you too. And then when you get into it, and then it turns to something else. I think that is so important to me because people lose their life. People lose their family members. They're left alone. Kids sometimes are left without parents or left without moms or dads because of physical abuse. And I tell you, it hurts. Sometimes people say words hurt louder than a whoop, but I tell you, a whoop is something that is left on your body. It's like a scar. Have you had a scar? I had so many C-sections, three, and I still have that scar in me. Imagine you're being whooped every day. You have a scar. It reminds you of everything, the events, and anything that happened. Sometimes we blame ourselves. I tell you, people receive the beating, they always blame themselves. But I want to tell them today, don't blame yourself.
That's right.
It's not because you were whooped because you said something, you think you blame yourself. Next time you don't have to say that. No. What you need to do is look for help. Ask for help. I
Mm-hmm.
said there's so many help sites out here. There's this women empowerment thing, there's this thing of battery women. Ask for help, go there. I tell you, you're gonna lose part of that person that you love, but you're gonna have your sanity and you're gonna have your kids, your family back. And I tell you, when you do that, that person can come back to you after realizing that what they did was wrong. So please, if you're in any physical abuse relationship, walk away. There's a sign. I think I don't know if I made that sign well. I think there's a sign. You put your hand up, you put your thumb, you do this. It's like you need help. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, you can't talk because the person is next to you, just do that sound like you're just trying to scratch your hair. You put your thumb in between your palm. You go in. You do that. Somebody understand that you need help. That is,
Right.
I think, that's a physical abuse sign I've seen somewhere. Like somebody really needs help. So that's one thing, Miss Ruth, Miss Molly, that really stands for me because I love my body. I'm a black skin girl, so with us, and even the white skin people, if you have a bruise, if it's not a kitchen bruise that will go in the kitchen, it's something else. You can't
Mm-hmm.
tell me I sleep on the floor and punch my teeth and my face is swollen. No, I'm a big person. I can skip that. That tells me I was whooped. I was beaten. So please, ladies or men, some women too whoop the men. Let me tell you, sometimes we put this on one time, one shift. There's some tough women out there. Like like in my family, my mom always says I'm so tough. I'm like the strong person. If you want to come to me, I can hold your fist and you think it's a man. It's true. I'm so strong, but I'm soft in a way, but I'm strong in something. So some women are so we always put the blame on women, men whoop women, but I tell you, some women whoop their men. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a two-way stream. So men, if you think you're in that relationship, walk away too. You're not being a
Right.
pussy. You're just being a grown-ass man that is walking
Mm-hmm.
away for your sanity. So don't think your
Right.
friends are gonna be like, the lady whooped you. Yeah, she did. You want me die or you want me stay there? So forget about what people say. Walk
Mm.
away. Ask for
Right.
help.
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
Miss Reed, I don't know what you think about that. That was my own take about red flags.
Yeah,
Do you have anything?
honestly, I agree with you, Miss Henrietta, right? Your mental health is very important, whether it is mental abuse, because sometimes, like you said, it will leave a scar, and sometimes it may not leave a scar. It might be in your mind. There are people that will play with your mind, and your mental sanity is important, right? Sometimes they could be the one with the issue, they could be the one that's sick, and they don't even know it. So
Mm-hmm.
seeking for help definitely something that I would encourage, like Miss Henrietta said. And if it's physical abuse and it's been happening and this person is not going to address these behaviors or change from them, your life is important. Like Miss Henrietta said, some people have ended up dead from
Mm-hmm.
how much they were beat up in a relationship or permanently injured, incapacitated, right? Because they
Mm-hmm.
were hit. So definitely no. Your health is important, and if this relationship is not going to make sure that you're safe, then please walk away from it. As
Right. That's so
yeah,
true.
and I don't know if we're talking about examples yet of like red flags, or if that's something we want to come to later in the
Yeah.
conversation. But
Yeah. We can give examples of red flag
okay,
and how it's going to affect somebody, and we don't have to tolerate those red flags, right?
right,
Like
absolutely,
I'll talk about one that I have here.
okay.
Like I had a friend who, like, I think that was 4 or 5 years ago, who complained to me that Miss Molly, my husband is never posting me. But when he posts his friends, he posts his colleague at work. When he's doing something at work, he said hashtag work activated, things like
Hmm.
that. So to me, I feel like that's a red flag. If you have a new car, you post your new car. If you're hanging with the boys, you post the boys. If you're doing some other things, but you don't post your woman. And when she want to complain, you are like, I like to keep my life private. You like to keep your life private, but everybody in town know the car you're driving. You want
Hmm.
to keep your life private, but everybody know when you're hanging out with your boys. But why is it that when it comes to your woman, you want to be private? If you want to
Hmm.
be private generally in every area of your life. What do you think about that, Miss Ruth?
I completely agree because that's one of the things, as I was thinking about what we're presenting to the red flags that came to my mind was
Mm-hmm.
you want to have a partner who is proud of you. They cannot wait to show you off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a new change in my life that's beautiful for me. So why am I not going to show it off? Especially like you said, if you're somebody who when you have a new car, oh my God, I'm excited. I want to post it. When you have a new
Mm-hmm.
house, oh my God, I'm excited. How about your new partner? So that definitely is a red flag because if, okay, you're really private and you're not a person that's on social media, how about in your inner circle, the people that you hang out with on a daily basis? Are you proud to introduce me to them? Do I know them? Do they know me? Because if that's not the case, then no, that's a red flag, right? These are people you're hanging with, these are people who you're talking with, a new person in your life who is a
Mm-hmm.
potential, partner that's going to stay with you for long. I want to feel valued. I want to feel important. I want to feel like, oh, you're introducing me to your friends. So I definitely agree that that's a red flag, Miss Molly. And if that person does not want to show me off or introduce me, I want to walk away because I think that, for me, it's number one, self worth. I need to
Mm-hmm.
understand what my standards are for me,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if those are things that I feel like are important for my day to day, for my existence, then I would love for my partner to reflect those things.
Right.
But yes, so it starts with you first. If you love
Mm-hmm.
you, if you know what's acceptable for you and what your standards are, please don't lower them for nobody. I'm not saying don't compromise, right? Of course,
Right.
marriage is compromise. There are
Mm-hmm.
things that you want to do for your partner, there are things you want to do for you. But do not be with somebody who is going to dim your light. Ladies, please don't do that. I have seen situations where the man feels like, For example, and this was a potential red flag for me when I was looking for a partner, when I was looking for, somebody that could potentially be a husband, was
Right.
they have career goals, they have aspirations for themselves, but they don't think it's okay for you as a woman to come off that strong.
Yeah.
They don't think it's okay for you
Mm-hmm.
to want to grow in your career, for you to want to do this and that for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're too strong. That's not how a woman should be. Well, excuse me, sir, what century are we in? Right? If it's important for you to grow and to be this and that in your career, and it's important for me too, then I expect that as I create space in my life to help you meet those goals, you should do
Right.
the same for me. Let's
Mm-hmm.
travel in life together, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
but if I always feel like I have to tone down when you're around, then no, that's somebody who you could potentially become lost in the shadow of their dreams.
That's
Mm-hmm.
true.
And you turn around 10 years, 15 years, 20 years later, and you cannot find yourself in that relationship.
Mm-mm.
Who you
Mm-hmm.
were before they met you, what your dreams were, because they've almost like just dimmed your light and you're nobody. Or somebody who before you met them, you had friends, you had family. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to become important in your life, but are they going to alienate you from your family and friends? That's
Mm-hmm.
also a red flag for me, because I think that my family and my friends, they are an important support system to me and
Right.
potentially to my marriage, right?
Right.
How about when we have kids? These
Mm-hmm.
are the people that can support us, help us babysit the kids while we maybe go out. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to alienate me from them, that's a red flag. I don't think that's okay. So I agree with what your ladies are saying. And those are some examples that I was just, no, I don't want to be with somebody like that in my life. Also, for me, behaviors that could potentially become addictive. That was another
Okay.
red flag I was looking at in
Mm-hmm.
a man, when I was looking for a partner. Was examples are, excessive gambling. There are people
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
excessive
Yep.
drinking,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
doing illegal drugs or street drugs,
Yeah.
because these are things that, you know, in my observation, made people to become irresponsible. You
Right.
work hard, you earn money every 2 weeks, every month, depending on, how your employer pays you. But you cannot bring that money home to your wife and to your kids,
Mm-hmm.
because before you earn that money, you've gambled it away. You're always in
Mm-hmm.
debt.
Mm-hmm.
Before you borrow money, you're drinking it away. And by the time your paycheck hits, we're already in a hole.
Yep.
You're so into drugs, you cannot think straight,
Yeah.
because those are behaviors that we are also going to transfer to the kids that we're raising. So for me, those were red flags where I was like, oh no. And again, ladies, right, our viewers, I'm not saying that any of us are perfect. Who we are now may not be who we had been 20 years ago, but am I willing to self reflect? Are we willing to reflect on these things as a couple and make changes that will propel us forward? Right?
Right.
Yes. So I think we might have Miss Olivia who's joining us here shortly.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
once she comes in, maybe I'll pause to see what her thoughts are about these red flags. But another one, severe anger management issues.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen situations where one of the partners is so afraid to say what they really think, because, oh my God, this person has a tendency to go from 0 to 100 real
100.
quick.
Yeah.
They
Mm-hmm.
could pop off. And what if I get hit? Oh my God, you are consistently living in fear. You're
Mm-hmm.
consistently living in a relationship where you are afraid to say what you think, because you know what I mean? That is a red flag. In a
Right.
relationship, you should be able to freely say what your thoughts are, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Or
Mm-hmm.
their inability to resolve conflict. Oh, honey, when this thing happened yesterday and you popped off, I didn't feel comfortable about that. And no, they don't want to talk about it. They just want to sweep it
Mm-hmm.
under the rug. They just want to buy you a gift and let's forget about it. They don't want to resolve conflict. They want to
Mhm.
back out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is a red flag, right? So, just some examples for me. I don't want to
Yeah.
take over the
Yeah. I
conversation,
really, I
but
really, yeah, Miss Ruth, like what you have said. And then I like something that you also said, like some of those red flags is not to back off. Can we walk past it?
yes.
Because at times some of those red flags, maybe that person is just being depressed or they are going through something. You have been together with this person, and just of a sudden you start seeing new strange behaviors, and you
Yeah.
are like, oh, this is strange. Can we walk past it? Can we
Mm.
fix it? Things like that. So I understand where you're coming from. That really makes sense. Not all of those red flags that we'll see and then you, mama, run away. But
Yeah.
there are some ones that you got married to this person, or you have been in this relationship with this person. Things were going good, and now things are going north. You are like, okay, what's going on? Yeah, you're seeing those red flags. You're like, no, we have to talk about it. If it's something that you guys have to talk about it, you fix it and you walk past it. That's very, very okay. What I also wanted to add on what you said about like you what when you were dating what you wanted in a partner. Me, I was just thinking about what I really wanted when I was dating. I didn't want a man because there are some men that they will love you but they don't love your family.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like that is a huge red flag. You get into the relationship, that person can give you silver and gold, but he wants it to be only for you. And
Hmm.
me personally, I am that person that if I'm fine, I want my sibling to be fine. It's not like I'm bringing you all my responsibility, but I wanted a man that loved me and loved my family. It means loving me with my baggage, right?
Come on now.
So if you don't love me, if you love only me, you don't love my baggage. To me, that's a red flag
Hmm.
because I am coming with my baggage, my responsibility. Thank you, Miss Olivia. She has come and then I do not know how to do this. Miss Olivia, thank you. We were sweating without you. We
I
don't know how to
know.
do this technical stuff.
Thank you,
Miss
Mama.
Olivia is the backbone of this show. She does, I don't know what she does. She does it behind the scene. Now she has taken over. Thank you, Jesus. I was panicking because I don't know how to do it. So, like I was saying, if you are in a relationship, right? You are be it a man or a woman, and this person just love you, and they don't want to love your baggage. Maybe there are some people that are in a relationship. Oh, my man like me, but you know, like the people I'm bringing for outside. To me, that's a red flag.
Hmm.
Or you like this guy, but you don't like the kids that he had. That's a red flag. What are you doing in that relationship? You know, if you want to love me, you love all of me. If you want to love me, you love all of me. I came with my nasty temper. I came with whatever, with my baggage. So to me, that is a red flag. You loving just that person and you don't want to love the family, and especially us Africans, we come with that baggage, whether you like it or not. My auntie, my cousin, my neighbors, auntie, the man, you know that person beside our house. That's how we come in. So to me, that's a red flag. Miss Olivia, what do you think? And thank you for
Um,
joining, Mama. We appreciate
Thank you
you.
so much. I really do apologize for joining late. I couldn't. There was nothing else I could do. But I'm glad you guys held down the fort. And I'm seeing we have a guest today. I'm seeing Miss Ruth Mintai. Thank you so much again for joining us. You know, you are that person that before we want to say, hey, we have this topic, you're like, oh girl, I'm in there to talk. Thank you so much. Hi, Miss Henrietta. I'm glad to see you
Hi.
all. I'll take over from what Molly was saying. There are a lot of relationships that before you want to get into marriage or maybe in a serious relationship, that person already has a kid, right?
Mhm.
If you want to
Yep.
say you love me, I mean, just even for a bit, it means you have to love my kid. I, I don't
That's
I
right.
don't see how we're going to do it
Mhm.
because being a mother, I'm glad all of us are mothers here. Being a mother, it's like you have your heart walking out of your body every day inside those children. And
Yeah.
then how do
Mhm.
you expect me to go into a relationship with you and you don't love my kid? It means you are indirectly telling me, okay, I can sacrifice $1 for you, but I'll not sacrifice for your child. If you
Mhm.
are taking me, just like Molly said, it's a whole baggage. And I've known of relationships that have ended because you're in a relationship with this lady and she has a kid, and then when it's time for marriage, you're like, so we do how we are picking.
Seriously.
The baby
Uh,
coming, honey.
Mhm.
picking the come.
Yep.
Begin the class.
Like
Yeah.
you knew this kid. Well, let's say we've been dating for 3 years. Come on, you know that I have this baby. And so what, I don't understand. What do you expect me to do with my kid? Like, bye bye. So for
Mhm.
me, that's the red flag. If you're in a relationship and you have a kid, and then the boyfriend, the husband, the partner is not talking about that child, that is a red flag. Another red flag for me is when a man thinks that he makes his decision and you cannot change it. Let me say, you like in the US that we stay, there's a lot of things. There are car debts, mortgage, credit
Yep.
cards, you name it,
Yep.
school loans and stuff like that. Maybe you made a bad decision. Maybe you decided to let me give you an example. go back to the IT world. Maybe you said, okay, today I'm doing DBA, and then you discover that no, it's not really working. And you say, all right, let me go into Scrum, or let's say Linux system administrator. And then your partner is like, oh no, I don't like the fact that you have to change this decision. The fact that we've already invested in this, you don't have to leave. No, I think you have to support me. I think you have to ask me, hey, Olivia, what happened that you decided to drop this? And let me be open
Mm-hmm.
to you. Let me tell you that it happened because maybe I was not coping. That it's hard. Let me. Somebody told me about something else. You know, we're not. It's not like we're just block you and me. For God's sake, there are people out there too who have experience. So
Yeah.
if you
Yes.
cannot stop me, I'm suffering with it, right? Because at the end of the day, if I'm just doing something that I don't know, I'm suffering. But because you are that man that you will not allow me, man or woman, because hey, it happened both ways. We're talking about red flags. It's not
Yep.
only for the man. If you are that woman or you're that man that cannot accept mistakes, like, oh, you have gone and
No.
wasted that money. Yes, it happens. We have wasted the money in that classes, but I cannot continue. So bear with me. So that goes
Mm-hmm.
around with almost every other thing at home, buying furniture, making a purchase, getting a credit card. If you are that partner that you cannot accept that you were wrong here, and then all right, let's make a change, and you are insisting, you are trying to be a dictator, you're dictating about it like because you were the one who made the decision to do that. You are not going to leave it else. All right, well, the relationship will finish and I will leave you and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. To me, that's a red flag from the beginning. If you cannot have a conversation with your partner and tell him that this is why I'm suffering, help me, or let's change this decision that we made. That's a big red flag for me. So
Hmm.
before I give it over to Miss Henrietta, shout out to Miss Lucy Nat Atem. Thank you always for joining. She says she's watching all the way from Cameroon. Thank you so much. Miss Henrietta, what do you think?
Oh my God, girl, thank you for coming back, Mama. I really don't know what Miss Molly was doing,
I don't know
but
what I was doing
our
either.
faces were just showing like whatever I was doing this thing, like girl.
What the hell?
Thank you so much, Mama, for joining. Yes. I know we have a guest speaker. She has a lot to put in when we say something, but we're like Miss Olivia said, let me just chip in on something. Most Olivia, thank you so much for these two very important topics you said.
Yeah.
I jot them down because, like you said, all of us are moms. And I got into my relationship. My husband has a kid. I tell you, the first time, Africans, we always think like, oh, don't get married when somebody has a child. Oh, you should be a virgin. Oh, you should be this. But when I got into that relationship, he has a child.
Hmm.
I'm getting to him. So he's the man. I'm the woman. I don't have a child, but he does. But he has a child from another woman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you see the trend. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to put in the man's own side now. I don't want to put in the woman's own
Right.
side because we
Right.
always
Hmm.
go
Yeah.
like, oh, this man doesn't want to get married to this woman because he has a child. What about, I was like, am I going to get married to you because you have a child?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like Miss Olivia said, he came with his baggage,
Mm-hmm.
himself, his child, and
Yeah,
sometimes the child's mom. Because I tell you,
Yes.
he
Yeah.
deal
keeps
with
That's
it.
talking
right.
to the
Yeah.
child's mom. That's still
Big.
his
That's a big
baggage.
one.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yeah.
one. Sorry that we're jumping. All of us are jumping in, but that's a big one.
No,
That's
thank
a
you,
big
Mama. I
one.
needed that because it's a conversation. So I asked
Mm-hmm.
myself, so is that woman? That woman is going to be in my life. She's going to be in my
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
She
Mm-hmm.
is there. The child is there. So am I going to back off because this man is good, but he has a baggage and the woman is coming? Oh, no, I didn't back off. So
Come
I'm
on.
telling these ladies, don't think that because a man has a child from another woman, you don't want that woman to come into your life. She's part of your life.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way of a red flag and it's a way of not a red flag. Because
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, she helped me up to become a mom. That child
Mm-hmm.
helped me to become a mom. He was close to his dad and I was close to him. And I tell you, the love they have, the sibling love they have, you see, it's so touching. So that was one of the red flag for me. If I didn't want this man because he had a child, I don't think that I will be happy. But I want to tell ladies, it's a red flag in a way that if I didn't want, oh, another red flag I can put is if my husband didn't tell me about this child, that's where my red flag is gonna come in.
Come on. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine
Yep.
I'm already there, Miss Olivia and the ladies. All of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, 3 years, 4 years after the marriage,
The baby
yeah, you know, like they picking.
shows up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
Ah.
gonna
One
do.
is wrong. That
Mm.
one now is very wrong.
That's that red
Eh-eh.
flag.
Red
That's where the
flag.
guy flag comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
after 4 years, and you know, sir, I get picking. I know one tell. I didn't want to tell you because I was afraid you're not gonna get married to me.
Police. Mm.
So,
Mm.
so you think I'm still gonna stay?
Nope.
No, baby, bye bye.
So that is the red flag that men always bring to us women. We women, like we said, Miss Olivia and Molly last time, we are so outspoken. We will tell you our boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, will tell you everything about our lives, what we've had, what we've not
Mm-hmm.
had. I think Miss Molly mentioned that. But men don't say that. Men keep it so secretive, and they bring in a time in your life that you're not ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Or they bring it when you've heard from your friends, like, you know that that man has a child. That's when they'll bring it like, I didn't think it was necessary to tell you. That's a big red flag.
About
Yeah.
So
a
that
whole
child
baby.
issue, Ms. Olivia, as you said, it's a big red flag on both sides. Please, ladies, you're in a relationship now, you had a child, say amen. If you know you had a child, you're getting into a relationship, the first thing you need to talk to your person is your past.
Yeah.
You know, I want to come back to this one.
Yeah.
Most people don't say their past in a relationship,
Hmm.
and that comes back to you and bites you in the ass.
Mm.
When you bring your
They
past
do
in a
that.
relationship, like I had my man, I'm not a virgin. I wasn't a virgin when I met my husband. Ladies,
Amen.
were you guys virgins?
Mhm.
Ooh, ooh,
No, I
No.
which I,
wasn't.
No.
Miss
No.
Olivia? No, I wasn't. So what happened? So
Mm-hmm.
the only way
Why?
for me to keep my marriage to where I am right now is I told my husband everything.
Hmm.
I told him about my boyfriends, about the ex and everything I had. How the relationship went about. It's not because I'm saying it for him to pity me and say, okay, I'm gonna treat you nice. No, I'm telling because
Mm-mm.
we are in a global
Because you're.
society. You might meet the person every day, anywhere. And I
Mm-hmm.
tell you, he's met a lot of my exes. Imagine if I didn't tell him, what is gonna
Hmm.
happen? Be like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, be telling me the one. That means you're keeping it secretly. You guys are
The
talking
next
together.
is they forget one.
Yeah, I had to mention everything. So that
Red
is a
flag,
red
Molly.
flag if your woman or your man does not tell you about his past.
Hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know why? Because last episode, what did we say? Maybe they are still talking to them and they don't want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So if they don't talk about their past, that's a big red flag to me. And also, Miss Olivia mentioned of decision making. All of us have a house. Who makes the decision for the furniture and everything?
It's the
Most
woman.
of us, the women.
Yeah.
Most of the
But
time, yeah.
I'm with my husband. I tell you, he is a carpenter. He thinks he can do everything. He's a contractor. He thinks he can furnish everything. He thinks he can put everything in place. He thinks he can get this console, this bed. No, we get into it most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine that we're in a relationship before we got married. Like we said, he had that, but that is something we can fix.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But before you came in, Miss Olivia, Miss Rude, and Miss Molly were talking about some red flags can be fixed. It doesn't mean I need to
Mm-hmm.
walk away because he's making decisions
Yeah.
in the house.
Right.
But there are
Yeah.
certain decisions of life that it can be dangerous. That's where we have to step in. That's a big red flag. Yeah.
Right.
Like
Mm-hmm.
career making, like Miss Olivia said, is benefiting the family, is not benefiting you, the husband or the
Just
wife.
you. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some relationships that I've seen that some men do things. I don't know if they're really doing. They don't do it for their family. They do it for. I don't know if there's somebody other family they're doing it for it, but they don't do it for their immediate family, like their wife. A man can get his money, don't even take care of the family, make take, but he's making that money, but you don't know where the money is going to, and he makes decisions in the house. He wants
Mhm.
everything to be the way they are. So I always ask myself, men or women, do you have another family somewhere you're taking care of? Because if you really love your family, you guys will make decisions together.
Hmm.
And as I say, the woman is the foundation of the house. Ladies, I tell you, we are. I've seen most of you ladies for my 10 years. I've been with you guys, and I've seen how your family has evolved. And I think you all put in the input that brought up your family. So, men, please, if a lady is doing something, let her do it. Because I tell you, it's gonna come to be something really productive in your family. So let everybody make the decision. It's 50-50. But money is not 50-50. My man has to put in the 80 and I try to put in the 20, boo boo. I'm just talking about the decision making here. Don't twist it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
all, ladies. I don't know if Miss Olivia has comments or Miss Ruth can chip in on what she just said, please.
Okay. Before we go to Miss Ruth, I have a few comments. To our viewers, if you are joining us, of course, you're on the Molly Show,
Mm-hmm.
and our topic today is red flags in a relationship. So we have Miss Ngo Nakap. She says, if you don't tell me about your kids, don't expect me to love a child you don't love yourself. Point.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
if you didn't tell me about your kid, it means you don't even love that kid. How do you
Yeah.
expect me to love that kid more than you?
Mhm.
So if you're telling me after that, it means for real. Thank you, Ms. Gonaka, for that. We have a thumbs up from Miss Clementine Lupita. Thank you so much for joining us. I think that's all the comments we have so far. So I think go back to Miss Ruth. Have any comment?
Yes, thank you, Miss Olivia. And you know, Miss Henrietta, I agree. I agree with you 100%, especially on the topic when you hit on the nail about the exes. I thought, whoa, that's a big one, right? Because we live in a very small world.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could have dated that person, or you could have dated that person in Cameroon, and I come to America and they're the ones that receive me in their home, and I didn't even know you were in a relationship. What position does that put me as your current
Yes.
partner?
Right.
Right?
Mhm.
And I think for me specifically, that was also an indication of what type of history do you have with the women who came before me? Because
Right.
that can determine if I want to subject myself to the same type of things that they went through.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
So when we were having conversations about exes and who have you been with before me and all that, one thing that really I loved about my husband is how long he had been in a relationship with the person that he was with before me. I thought,
Mhm.
wow, that speaks to commitment. This is
Right.
somebody who is not afraid to commit. And for me,
Mhm.
that was like green flag, whoop, 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 whoop. Like you
Yep,
just
Yeah.
had
yep.
some brownie points,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
But the next question becomes, so how are you not with them now if y'all were together that long? And based on those conversations, I could tell, okay, these two, it just seems like these two were just not compatible for each other, right?
Mhm.
So in hearing those stories, it's like, how does this man treat women? What potentially happened? What broke them apart? How
Right.
is the behavior when those two meet, right?
Mhm.
So, and then when you guys were together, what were her goals? How did you support those goals? Where is
Right.
she now? What do you think about that? That tells me how he thinks about women. And okay, this person will be accepting of a woman who has, goals, who wants to do things for herself. He doesn't mind that, you know,
Mhm.
versus no, not that kind of woman way, he be too fee say, he want to be like, say, he could be like man picking. Okay, what does that
Ah,
mean?
What does that
What are
mean?
you talking about? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
that would be an indication to me, okay, he does not feel comfortable with women who have goals, who have aspirations, who,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So in us having those conversations about exes, that was really painting a picture of how does he treat a woman, and do I think I want to fit in the picture with this person as my longtime partner? Right. So I agree on that. And then another thing that was a big red flag for me, and I know red flags are subjective, as we've been talking about, we've been
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
what may be a red flag for me may be a green flag for the next woman.
That's
Right.
true. Mhm.
And so it's looking at what are my non negotiables? What are the deal breakers? These are things
Mhm.
that I'm sorry if I see it, I'm running the opposite direction. Versus these are things, okay, I think we can work on this and grow
Mhm.
together, right?
Yeah.
And for me, one of the non negotiables was somebody who just does not have a drive, period.
Oh.
You
Mhm.
know, and
Mhm.
and interestingly enough, I have a friend who was like, I don't mind somebody who doesn't want to do nothing. They just want to be home. And
Sorry, sorry, Miss Ruth, I didn't get you. I didn't get that.
okay, I was saying, like, as we talk about red flags, I know that the subject, it is subjective, right? What
Yes.
may be a red flag for me may be a green flag for the next woman, right?
Oh
But
yeah,
it,
that's true.
but it's about looking at your non-negotiables. What are the things? What are the deal breakers? These are things that I'm sorry I cannot work with. I don't want to stick around to fix it. If you're 40, you're 45, and you don't have a drive, baby, I'm not going to sit around here for 10 years till you're 55 to try and help you get a drive.
I ain't
You
doing
know
it.
what I mean? But so for me, those were one of the things I was like, no, non-negotiable, because I'm somebody who I want to, take a big stab at life. I
Right.
want to dream big. I want to work hard. I want to hit certain milestones. But does my partner see themselves fitting in that picture?
In that.
Because if you have a partner who, no, that's just too much, man. You're doing a little much. What is all that, And they don't have a drive. They just want to be there. They're content with the little. They just don't want to do much. And for them, when you start coming up with all these dreams, it's too much for them. Or even a man who just doesn't want to work, period. I've seen situations.
Yeah.
They don't want to work, they just want to stay home. And interestingly enough, I had a friend back then who said, that's a green flag for me, you know.
Exactly. Some people like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Some people would rather want a man who doesn't want to work, want to stay home, but will let them dream big. Because in her mind, what she had experienced in her family life was her dad would work hard. He had goals, he had things he wanted to do in his career, and he didn't let her mom do that for herself. Her mom wanted to do those things, but her dad was like, no, a woman's space is at home. You should stay home. You should clean the kids. You should wash. You should clean. So in her mind, she thought, if I meet a man who wants to dream big, he's not going to let me dream big. So I would rather a man who wants to stay home and does not mind me dreaming big. But no, why does it have to be that way? We can both dream big and both
Yeah.
give each other the space to grow,
Right.
right? So, yes. So I think that whether you're starting a new relationship or whether you are in a relationship that has been going on for a while, re re reevaluate what are my non-negotiables. What are things that okay, it keeps popping up, but I think we can fix it, and he's open to working on it. Versus he just will not stop. You know what I mean? Like Miss Henrietta said, you could be in a relationship and a baby popped up, right? They were human, mistakes happen. What were the circumstances? What led to that? Are these behaviors changing? But if we have been in a 10-year relationship and for 8 years in that relationship, babies kept popping up, I'm walking away. I'm sorry.
I'm
Because,
popping out.
yes, you know what I mean? It's one of those things, you're not fixing it, you're unapologetic about it. And is that how I want to live my life? That's how I would, those are some of the things that I'll be looking at and just deciding if it's for me or if it's not for
Or
me.
not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Miss Molly, your thoughts?
Yes, ma'am. I don't know if Miss Olivia have some comments to.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
I have one. I have one comment still from Miss Gonakap because what I posted in the comment section was if you have the red flag that you think you want to drop in the comment section for us to talk about, please feel free to talk about it. And then she said one of the red flags is when your partner wants to choose your friend and cut you from family. I think we talked about that. That's a big one. It's a very big one when your partner chooses your friends and tries to cut you from your family. That one, my papa just go you because I don't know how do we do
Bye-bye.
that.
bye
Right.
bye. Yeah.
And then she also said one of the red flags, there are partners who speak their dialect when you are not around, when you're around.
When you're
That's a big one. You know what to me?
that makes sense.
See,
Yeah.
then you are just sitting. You are sitting with your husband, your wife, or your partner, and then she has a group of her family members. There are about four of them, and they're just talking in their dialect. You cannot understand. Thank you for dropping that. And
That
then we
really
have
makes sense. That's disrespectful. You guys are gossiping about me. You don't want me to hear.
well, shout out to Miss Helen Butame. She says this is very juicy. Thank you so much for joining. Miss Molly, over to you.
Yeah, I want to talk on two things that Miss Henrietta and Miss Ruth mentioned. Miss Henrietta talk about secret, like you just have a whatever 8 years later, and somebody pop a kid, and then it made me to start thinking about secret. Like a lot of partners are very secretive. You have password for your phone, password, another password just to look pictures, another
Another one to
password.
WhatsApp.
Are you working in the White House?
Even
Password
That's
like
security
crazy,
clearance.
man.
No be so.
your phone is coded. We need a developer to or a hacker to open your phone. To me, that is a huge red flag.
Now IRS, now waiting.
There are people that
Well,
password, and then there are some people partners that if you touch their phone, you see how they'll fight you. Bring that phone here. Bring it. Why are you touching my phone? So sensitive about their phone. What are you hiding? That's a red flag. Whether we are married or we are dating, I must have access to your phone. I will not even check. I will not even go there to check because there's nothing interested there for me. But the fact that you are hiding too much, people hide a lot. There's a password for everything. Password for WhatsApp. Password to, if you want to go to picture, you cannot see your partner's picture. It's password. Some of them, they lie that they are doing it for the kids. It's not for the kids, it's a lie.
What a lie. Tell me now.
Which kids? So tell me, you even think that is your birthday, you put your birthday, you put all your kids' birthday, you put anniversary, you do everything, it's not working. Why would you go and get a password that you know that I cannot guess the password? To me, that's the red flag that I cannot tolerate. Password everywhere. Password everywhere. Very soon for me to open your pants to do whatever I want to do, I will need a password because you have become Mr. Password or Mrs. Password. Password, too much password. That is this. I understand that we have technology, we have our lives on our phone. We don't want people to see our privacy out there because somebody can see your phone and then expose your privacy out there because we have a lot of dirty things on our phone. I understand, but to your partner, if something happened to you today, who is they're gonna call a hacker to open your phone. And we are in this relationship for 7 years. You are hiding your password for me. We are sharing the same bed. You are hiding your password for me. I'll also put password down there so that before you go down there, you put all kind of password. It's gonna fail. You're not gonna eat that food. See, I don't like it. That is too much. What is there? What is that secret that you are trying to hide from me? What is it? And then there are some people that immediately they see a message enter their phone. You see how they'll jump. They'll jump and pick it. Oh, their phone is ringing. They're in the bathroom. They are showering. Oh, don't pick it. I'll pick it.
Not pick them.
No, I'm picking it. You are wasting your time. I am picking it.
Yeah.
Don't pick my phone. Why do you answer my call? I've been in a party where this couple, they were fighting outside and I was just eavesdropping. I did not want to listen. I just eavesdropped. Oh, my ear just went. Why did you answer my phone? Why did you answer my phone? So what? Why are you attacking your woman from? Why are you even? What is the big deal? What is a big deal? And that party was at night. What is a big deal for your woman to ask? If this is during the day or weekdays, you will say, "Oh, that's a business call." And even if it's a business call, you can apologize to your business partner. That's sorry, my wife picked up the phone.
Right.
And people here, they know that things happen. Oh, it's your wife. Your wife will even introduce themselves. That oh, he's busy right now. Tell him to call back. But they will be so sensitive about it. That secretiveness. Why are you hiding it? And then the other thing that Miss Ruth said, men that are not ambitious. I find it so unsexy. It's a huge red flag to me. For a man to be comfortable where they are. To me, an ambitious man, not too ambitious to sell my head to make money, no. That normal ambition that you are growing gradually, to me, I find it so sexy for a man to be ambitious. You have to be, I want a man with that drive. You know, oh, I'm doing this, I'm getting better. Oh, this is what I did. What are your accomplishments? I want to be with you and I say, oh, when we started, we're at zero. Look at where we are. And it's because I was in your life. We have achieved this together. So to me, like Ms. Blue was saying, that it cannot be somebody's red flag. But to me, a man that is not ambitious, you are not sexy. And I'm not doing, I will bring you problem until you become ambitious by force because I will not tolerate it. I find it so unattractive. Like so unattractive. That's my take for that. Miss Olivia, over to you, Mama.
Wow. The comment section is rolling with laughter about that phone. Let me take you from the first one. Let me say, okay, Miss Gona Cap was laughing so much. Miss Celine Butame also did the same. And then we have Miss Priska Lewelin. I hope I said that right. Thank you for joining. I see you're watching live on our YouTube page. Viewers, if you don't know, if you can't be on Facebook, well, we also go live on YouTube. Thank you so much. And she says, this is so what. So Ms. Clementine Lupita said that's a very huge red flag about the mobile phone and the numerous passcodes. Ms. Ngona Cap said red flag plus 3 times. And a 3 times red flag. That's and then when because I was actually looking at the comments when Miss Molly was speaking. So when she said, so why do you need so much passion? Miss Helen Buta saying a thief. That one a thief. So and Miss Gonakaf said is a side chick that called, obviously.
Mm.
So
Obviously.
thank you so much for dropping those comments. And that's so true. At times, let people some people misunderstand this. It's not as if we want access to your phones because we want to keep checking them. That phone can be open there for more than 10 years. But because I
Mm-hmm.
know it's open, I means I can trust you. I don't even have to go there. The
That's
fact that
right.
I know that I can access that phone, it means that there's nothing that you're hiding. But if you have
Right.
Mm.
to code everything in the phone, you must have a very good reason for it. And
Mm.
to some of our ladies out there, some of the men, excuse me, they code some of those phones because we're trying to be nosy. It happens, right?
Mm.
Especially when you are
Yeah.
feeling insecure in that relationship. 2, 3, you don't go pick your money phone for look up. How you no go lock up? You know, of course, it's his mobile phone. He has the right to, text his friends and stuff like that, especially if it's not something that is compromising your relationship. But most
Mm-hmm.
of us, women, we spend time taking that phone to just check. Like you are doing a routine check. Once what I don't text any girl. If
Mm.
he be text on
Mm.
girl, he has deleted that message. Maybe one day, one good day, he might forget and you see it. So I'm not saying it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wrong thing to be checking your husband's phone, but don't make it a habit. I think don't make
Mm.
it a habit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the 1 week never passed, you say, okay, I have to go and check this man's phone because I don't know what he has been doing. If you're already, excuse me, at that point in a relationship, then I think there's something you have to work up. You have to work on it.
Yeah.
Trust. It means you don't trust that person. If every one day you say, I beg, give me a phone, I check out. I tell you that relationship is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You both
Mm-hmm.
of you don't trust each other, and I will think that that's why that man is blocking that phone already.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I know. Okay, Miss Helen says, even if you are good, at least show some assurance. Exactly, because even if you are not hiding anything from the phone, let your wife know your password.
Yep.
Because at that point, she knows I can get into that phone anytime. It gives her
Mm-hmm.
some assurance. She's like, okay, she does not even need to check it. The fact that she knows that she can get into it at any time, it gives her enough guarantee. Like, all right, maybe we are not saying it's 100%. We know things happen, but at
Yeah.
least at that point, you are at ease. You know,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you feel relieved, like he's not hiding anything from me. Thank you so much
Mm-hmm.
for dropping those comments. I know Miss Anita talked about something on our last episode, but we were quite a rush about it at the end of our last episode, talking about sex, part
Hmm.
of the red flags in sex. You
Mm-hmm.
are with your partner, eh? No, more talk the one. Oh.
No,
You're
very
your
important.
partner. As Miss Areta said, you people are trying to do this style in the room, and you tell him, Papa, in the work, I say, Master, this girl be the do which
Comparing me with
or like,
another woman, that's a
yes, can you
sin.
imagine that? That
Uh,
that is, you are just telling her that, you know what, don't even worry about it. I can even go back there and get it. That is so wrong. To me,
Yep.
maybe we'll not even have sex for a I don't know how you have to
a
apologize,
month.
because you are
See,
trying to tell me
family
that,
member they get for talk.
see, you're trying to tell me that I'm not worthy of what we're having
Yep.
Mhm.
in that relationship at that point, to tell me that, Massa, that other person if you do so. Yes, I know you have had relationships. Yes,
Mhm.
I did not meet you a virgin. Yes, maybe you were married, because people get married to divorces, right? Maybe you were
Mhm.
married.
Mhm.
Maybe you had a very long relationship. Maybe I even took you from another relationship. I knew you were dating this girl and we got together until we got married. But comparing me to that person, I swear,
Hmm.
Hmm.
I cannot accept that, especially in an intimate situation like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We're both naked or we're both having a quickie somewhere, and you are
Mm.
trying to do things that it's only Miss Molly can do. It's only Miss Molly can take her legs up that way because she's size small.
Oh Lord.
Miss Eret,
Oh Lord.
you are trying
Oh
to
Lord.
do you're trying to do those things that I cannot do. You are
Yeah.
indirectly telling me that, man,
Yeah.
I'm just here for a little bit because I miss that
Mhm.
person because she could do everything. To me, that's a big red
A
flag.
red
And then
flag.
the last one I wanted to talk about was the fact that some men, they can I'll not use the word insult, but they shout at their partners in front of their friends. Like,
Oh.
you speak to me so rudely, or
Mm.
because mistakenly did something, or you want me to go and do something and you shout at me,
Mm-mm.
like, because you want to show that you are the man. And even some women
Yeah.
do it too, right? They'll tell
Mm.
their husband, hey, go take that pan, go do that, go pack that chop or whatever in front of his friends. There are some things. All of us have phones.
Yeah.
There are times that we're in the house, we're having a party or something. I'll text my husband, say, hey, so you don't forget for do so and so. So that he goes and that shouting in front of his friends. That's so
Yeah. Oh,
disrespectful. So to
Right.
me,
hey.
if you keep doing that, like Miss Ruth said, there are some things that you can work on, right?
Mhm.
Maybe in his past relationship, maybe the way he grew up, maybe he saw it like that was normal. Maybe your mother tolerated that dude. Let me say dude. Yeah, maybe your mother tolerated that. Maybe your ex-girlfriend tolerated that. Maybe she saw it as a green flag. Like, oh, I had a neighbor when I was in the university. She loved that her boyfriend beat her up. She said, according to her, the boy loves her so much. Especially if he comes home and she's not there. She's like, oh, where were you? And the girl was like, wow, I was my friend. So, oh, you left this house and give her some few slaps. She's like, oh, it means that boy really loves her to beat her
Hmm.
up. Yeah. So for me, if that was what happened in your past relationships, that you could speak to your wife across the hall or tell her to go and do something in front of your friends, I'll sit you down. I'm like, Papa, to me, I don't like this thing that you are doing. Oh,
Yeah.
you don't like it? Oh, I thought it was okay. No, it was not okay. And that
Yeah.
person can change,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that we can, those are red flags that we can work on it. But
Mm-hmm.
if I'm in a relationship with you and then you are doing that and I tell you that, okay, I don't like the way you spoke to me, and then we'll go back to what happened at the beginning. You quote your ex, say, Massa. So I could even slap her in front of people and she will not say anything. What are you talking about?
Hmm.
I'm done.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
is we're through. So again, there are red flags that you can walk, that you can try to change it. And of course, others that maybe the person will never accept to change. You just have to
Mm-hmm.
either live with it or you leave the relationship. It's two things.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. Okay, I have a comment from Miss Clementine. She says sometimes if the wife is behaving like that, okay, that was when I was talking about the phone, like trying to check.
Mm-hmm.
It means because she has noticed something, and that's true. If you see, most of the time they see the
Mm-hmm.
woman is only going to check that phone. She's
Mhm.
scared, she's insecure, something has happened, and she's scared. She wants to check. And Miss Ngona Cap says, when I talked about having to change her position like the ex, she said that's divorce straight. And
Hmm.
Miss Helen, Miss Helen Butume says that's very painful, to your husband to
Mm-hmm.
compare you to an
Yeah.
ex. So Miss Gonaka say, Olivia, that means he thinks about somebody else while being intimate with me. That's so wrong. I don't even know how to describe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's so sad. You are thinking about it until you get the guts for voice out.
I know.
Oboka. Then Miss Gonaka again, she says respect is a key, especially in
Mm-hmm.
public. That I'll agree with you and I guess any other person would like to be respected in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Helen Butume say, Chai, slap is a green flag. You will be surprised at what some people
I
love.
know.
And then she says, if the ex was so good, why did you leave? Boom, that's
Good
the good one.
question.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good. If your partner tells you that, oh, I was with this person, ask if that person was so good. Why are you with me? Why did you leave?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Good one. I love it. I love the comments. Please keep them coming. Miss Areta, I don't know if we're good on time, but yeah, you're up.
Oh no, we're good on time. Sorry. We started at 12:30.
Yeah,
We
Yeah, we
started
are
at
tell him
11:30, so we have an hour.
no,
So
we are almost out
we're
of time.
almost there. We're almost out of
Look at
time.
your Sheriff is still get
oh,
one
we
hour.
are.
Yeah,
It's
Oh,
almost
I'm
1:30.
it
sorry.
is good.
Mm,
It's okay.
Sherry.
I'm sorry, Miss Ruth. I'm sorry, ladies.
But
Thank
okay,
you all.
keep it
I
going.
know.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna be. Okay, I'm just gonna be real quick, if you don't mind. And
Okay.
then I know Miss Ruth has something to say before. We're talking about speaking in the dialect. That is so important. Let me tell, like, it's so important because I don't speak my dialect. So my husband speaks his dialect very well. So when my mother-in-law was here and they're talking together, I was like, mm-mm. Are you guys talking about me? I really don't know what you're talking. So if you have a man or woman and they're talking in their dialect and you know that family doesn't like you, you should be very careful because
Hmm.
they might be
Mm-hmm.
kicking you out of that house. So it's better to put it straight. I don't want it when they come and tell them, you know what, we speak English or French here or Spanish. We don't speak the dialect. So let's go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a relationship. I want to tell the lady and the man, that's your home. That's your position. That's where you belong. So put your foot down. Tell them. You're not being disrespectful. You're just trying to tell them this is my milieu, this is my zone. So if you're coming to my zone, respect me. If not, you can back off.
Yeah.
So I think dialect is a wrong thing. So no. I just want to talk to you about the monitoring you. This is one I want to bring up. Have
Mhm.
you ever been in a relationship and your friend tells a friend to monitor you while you guys are like apart? You can be like in Texas and in
Unfortunately.
DC. He can tell the friend, "Can you keep monitoring my husband
I've
or my
been in that
wife
kind
for
of
me, my
relationship,
girlfriend?"
Sherry. I've
That's
been
a
in that kind
big
of
red flag.
relationship in the past. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's a big one. You can't tell people to monitor me. That means you don't trust me. So
Hmm.
that tells me if I come in the marriage, you're gonna monitor me too. And you monitor me by that time you put a ring on my finger. And what is gonna happen? You are the one to monitor me. If I want to go out, you be like, don't go out. I want to do this, don't do this. So that's a big red flag in a relationship before you come into marriage because I tell you, you're gonna be a slave. You're going to be there, you will not even go nowhere. And another thing I want to bring up is sometimes men or women be like, oh, I'm with my friends. Do you want to talk to John? Do you want to talk to Peter? No, I'm talking to you. Trust, I'm trying to give you a trust. If you tell me I'm in a soccer field or you tell me I'm in a friend's house, they're making noise, I trust you. But if you
Mm-hmm.
tell me, can you talk to my friend? I'm with John. I'm with I can call somebody's name, my sister Nora. Oh, talk to Nora, I'm here. No, for me,
No.
that is wrong. That's a
Hmm.
red flag to me before I get into marriage because you telling me to talk to people, you might have a girl or a man beside you, but your friend accompanied you so you can be like your leverage. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's the
Hmm.
things I don't like. Don't pass your phone to any person. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't call that person. So to be quick, that's what I had. I don't know what Miss Ruth has on any of that.
That's
Yeah.
interesting, Miss Henrietta, as we conclude here, because the last thing you mentioned for me what is a green flag. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is a green flag that, especially because we started our relationship in two different continents, right? In the
Mhm.
beginning of our relationship. So whenever I called, we started that culture, we still have it now where we just call each other on video. And now, even with our kids, we call each other on video. And if you're telling me, oh, I'm at Olivia's party, and I can clearly see that there are people around you. It's a party environment. Olivia is there. Olivia's husband, Carrie, Molly's there. That confirms to me where you are. So it's interesting, right? How we were saying sometimes somebody's red flag might be another person's
Mm-hmm.
green flag.
Green flag.
Or you passing the phone to say, hey, I'm here at Molly's house, say hi to Molly. I love that actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one woman's red flags, another woman's green flag in certain cases. And then I know we talked about somebody who maybe you met them, they're not working, they don't have ambition. One thing I want to mention is, guys, we're not here talking about maybe if they're in a phase of their lives where they may not be working, or they may seem to come across like they don't have ambition. Like we know what happened in 2020, right? COVID happened, a lot of people were out of
Yeah.
jobs,
Yeah.
right? It
Yeah.
could be a health situation and they're out
Mm-hmm.
of a job, right? So we want to be attentive to, is this just a phase in their lives that they're going through? Or is it a
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle where over the years they
Yeah.
just don't? You know what I mean? That would help us in determining. And then the last thing is the dialect, guys, right? That one's a little tricky for me because I'm married into the Banso clan, guys. And if
Oh,
you're
You
from
don't
you
joke.
Cameroon and you know the
you
Banso
know.
clan, let me tell you, you will usher yourself out before they stop talking their dialect, because they will greet you in the dialect, they will pray in the dialect, they will they will make love to you in the dialect. Okay. And so it's one of those things where I'm just trying to say they live and breathe their dialect, right? And so for me coming in, it was obviously I don't understand this dialect, right? And it's something I'm consistently around, especially when I would go to Cameroon to visit when I first came to the States. And, of course, he wants to take me out. And part of the meetings we will go to is maybe their Banso country meeting on Jangi. Everybody speaking the dialect, guys. How do I extract myself from there? Or let me say he is the one that is hosting the meeting that month, and they came to my house and
Ooh.
everybody's speaking the dialect. So one thing that I became very keen to is, are they emotionally intelligent within that meeting to understand, hey, his wife does not speak the dialect. Let somebody
Exactly.
try and make sure that we are translating to her. Or are they emotionally intelligent to think, oh, let me pause and make sure she understands what's going on? And that's what made me to become comfortable, because there are meetings where I exited myself, where I felt like They know I don't speak the dialect. It's
Mm.
obvious because sometimes you may not speak a dialect, but you can tell from the tone and the
Mm-hmm.
body language if the conversation is about you or
It's
not.
about you.
Do you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was intentional about extracting myself from that particular meeting because I told my husband, you know what? I cannot be in an environment where they don't respect I'm there. They obviously
Mm-hmm.
know I don't speak the dialect. Nobody's keen to, And yes, Miss Olivia, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to say somebody asked Miss Helen, say, how do you handle that? So I wanted you to answer that
Yes,
question for her.
yes, Miss Helen, right?
Yes.
So I'm saying that for me, it's something that I have to live with because that particular clan, they're that way. But I only insert myself in the Banso meetings where people are intentional about, oh my God, Ruth is here, right? Because like right now in San Antonio, we are attached to our Banso community. In Houston, we are attached to our Banso community in Austin. And when I'm there, while they're speaking the dialect, they will also speak English.
Yeah. That's
They make
different.
sure that I'm understanding, I'm part of that meeting, right? And because they're like, okay, she doesn't speak the dialect, we cannot just go off in the dialect. She's obviously here because she's trying to be a part of us.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I can encourage you if you're that wife is learn if you can. In my case, if I was in Cameroon the last 10 years, it would have been easier because my mother in law is so bent on teaching me the dialect, guys. But because we don't live together in the same space, it's hard for me to learn, But learn it if you can because I don't want you to just use that to dismiss a potentially good man. I have a
Mm-hmm.
very good man who is just very connected to his dialect. But that's
Yeah.
one way that I try to make sure that I stay included in conversations is when I talk country talk, but let somebody up and translate what's going on because I need to
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm a part of this, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I handle that.
Right.
Wow.
I don't know if I can say something. I have something to say. I want to add something what Ruth was saying.
Mhm.
So what Ruth is saying and what Henrietta is saying, you guys are coming from different angle. You are
Okay.
saying when they have a meeting, right? It's okay if I'm hosting a Mendanque meeting and everybody come and speak that. I'm okay. I'm
Mhm.
okay if we go to a convention. But your day-to-day friends
Mhm. Mhm.
that will stroll and walking in the house and start talking in the dialect. That's what I don't want. I understand that
Hmm.
you breed the
Okay.
dialect, you
Okay.
make love with the dialect, but
Mhm.
your day to day, I mean, our day to day life,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
Your siblings are living with me. You get
Mhm.
up in the morning, you start talking with the dialect. I will not accept that. But if my husband is
Hmm.
hosting meeting, all the Mendanquen people, you can talk Mendanquen. I even don't know how to cook achu. I'll go to Henrietta and order achu. I will bring it. That yeah, I'm hosting. Or if
Hmm.
we that's a different point. So you are coming from a different angle. Henrietta is coming from a different angle. And you are saying we can learn. Yeah, it's a good thing. We can learn. But don't if you want us to make it a language in our house, when we got married, we would have started it as the primary language, our first language. You would have taught me, but
Hmm.
then we're just me and you, right? And then your case too is different, right? You guys were apart. I cannot say he would have taught you. But there are some people that they have been married for how many years or they're in a relationship. Immediately your best friend walk in, they start talking in their dialect.
Hmm. Okay.
Immediately, whatever, they start talking their dialect. They can talk in English, but when you are there, they choose. I feel like they are choosing to use the dialect intentionally. That intentional way of doing it, that's the wrong thing that we cannot accept. Or your husband is talking on the phone, and then they see me walking from the kitchen, and he started talking in the dialect. Why? So all those kind of things too, it bothers me. Good thing my husband doesn't really know how to speak in the dialect. Our first language is pidgin.
Pigeon.
Our first language is pidgin, and then white man language.
Can I add something real quick, Miss Molly? Honestly, that is our daily, Miss Molly.
Mm-hmm,
In our daily, before I met my husband, right, with his
mm-hmm,
siblings, I don't want to say all they spoke is the dialect, but they mostly spoke in the dialect because, again, guys, if you know Bansor village,
Mm-hmm.
most of my Bansor friends are born in Bansor,
Yeah.
learned Bansor before they went to school. In school, while they are in class, they are taught in Bansor.
That's all.
So it's second nature where when they wake up,
mm-hmm.
Irania is what they will tell you first. My sister-in-law, lived with us for a long, long while. She wakes up, the first thing she tells my husband is in the dialect. My mother-in-law is in the dialect. But like I'm saying, all these, family members have now become intentional about, even though we're speaking to him in the dialect, we're also speaking to Ruth in English and she's part of the conversation. It's
Yeah.
something I could just not take away, but I've learned to live with it. They all, I mean, from morning to night, are speaking the like. My first daughter learned it when she was back home. So now I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, boo, what they talking about? Because you better tell me now. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I learned to be a part of it, ladies. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Do we have
No, I'm
do
good.
you have any other thing to say before I conclude? I have a lot of comments to read.
Okay,
No, no,
you
I'm
go
done.
ahead,
Are you
Mama.
ready?
Go ahead. We
Yeah.
can stay here till
Okay.
tomorrow. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm a little bit with Miss Molly on that one. I cannot
Okay.
deal, you know,
Okay.
with that with the dialect. It happened to me once. My husband has family here. It happened to me once. We went to Cameroon. We were sitting in the living room, and all of his sisters just started speaking. I had to leave because they were talking and really laughing. We're just the four of us, you know,
Hmm.
and they're talking and laughing, and I cannot laugh with you guys. To me, it doesn't work. You know, I don't. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I will not stop you all from talking your dialect. Of
Yeah.
course, that's what you know. That's what you prefer. That's what you learn. That's how you grew up. But it makes me uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
because I cannot join your conversation. So
Conversation.
again,
Mm-hmm.
to each their own, as we say. There are some red flags people can work with it. There are some that people can cope with it. Some
Yeah.
people will take as a green flag.
Mhm.
So, all right. So let's see. Wow, where am I? I'm even lost with the comment section. Okay, we have Miss Malika and Miss Malika. Thank you for joining us. I think I see her thanking another lady, Miss Helen. She asked for the link. Usually we share our link at the beginning of our
Mhm.
feed, but of course I still drop it there if you want to share it with people. We appreciate that, Miss Malika. And Miss Helen said, "For real, we are all humans. If the woman and the man keep talking their dialect, it causes anxiety, and that's just what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If people are laughing, I'm like, what are they really saying? It's not as if I know people are gossiping. I want to join you now. We're having
Mm-hmm.
a
Okay.
conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. So and Miss Clementine Lupita said that's not monitoring. That's being stalking. I think she was talking about the mobile phones. Um,
Okay.
when you're stalking, when you're trying to
No,
check
I think
on.
I think she was talking about when Henrietta said,
Oh,
if you
okay.
go somewhere, your husband say, watch that woman for me. It they Houston, it they Dallas. So that's not monitoring. That's
That's
talking.
when Dana
Molly
stalking.
adjusted her
Yes,
glasses on that one.
that's a case for the FBI for go
I
get
know.
a restraining order. What the hell? Yeah. Okay. I mean, Gona Cap said big flag when your partner needs somebody else's idea before they do anything. Big red flag. Okay. I think that was
Mm-hmm.
an omission on her part. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you, Miss Gona Cap, for that. Miss Malika said, Miss Helen, especially if I hear my name is but I cannot understand what they're saying. We're still going back to the
Hmm.
dialect. If there's talk to say talk, say, and then root go say, hey,
Hey,
why
What
root
is going on?
why root enter that conversation? Why I don't understand? Okay.
Got
Miss
it.
Aline
I
also
got it.
says when there is respect, trust, and values, freedom is expected in your relationship or in
mm-hmm.
your marriage. Thank you for dropping that. Miss Malika apologizes that she could watch but could not hear because she didn't have her headphone on, but she says, Ruth, I'm happy to see you. Okay. Um And then Miss Helen said, I love that point to get the partner involved in the conversation. It helps
Yeah.
calms you down. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you try to bring the person in, she
Yeah.
will know that you people are having just an innocent conversation, but in your dialect, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But if you
Mm-hmm.
just totally forget me at that angle, I feel like she said, we're all
I'm
human. You see
out.
the type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She says, as for the day to day, consider it for me, but it's very irritating and it always arouses suspicious
Hmm.
when you cannot understand what people are talking about. So that was the last one. Thank you, ladies. Miss Helen, Miss Malike, Miss Clementine, Miss Gonakab. Wow, you were all over the place today. Thank you all so much. Any other thing before we conclude, ladies?
Mm,
Not for
no, I
me.
think
No.
we have like 30 minutes, taking people
Over.
13 minutes. Yeah.
To
Cheru, we cannot
say,
hear you.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
sorry, just to tell the viewers that please, all this what we have, like the red flags and every topic we have, you all are the ones that are dropping in. So we appreciate it. If you have anything you want us to discuss,
Hmm.
anything, please drop it in the comment. And I think we're gonna talk about it. Thank you. Over to you, Miss
Exactly.
Olivia.
Well, yeah, thank you so much again. Of course, if you are on with us, you already know you are on the Mollie Show. We are so grateful for Miss Ruth for joining us today.
Mm-hmm,
Thank you so
mm-hmm,
much for
mm-hmm,
always
mm-hmm.
staying,
Good. Thank
for
you.
always accepting to drop
Thank you.
by when we have a topic. Miss Henrietta just said the big one. Please, if you want us to discuss something, you can drop it on our Facebook message. You can send it to Miss Molly, you can send it to Miss Henrietta, you can send it to me, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
bring it up and we'll talk about it. Remember, we go live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you are not on Facebook, hey, you can join us on YouTube live. From the next episode, we're going to be joining TikTok on this. But with TikTok, it has very few minutes. So if you're on TikTok and you see that, hey, Miss the Molly Show is live, you can log out of there and then you go to YouTube. You'll still catch us
Mhm.
there. And please continue to follow our pages. We're growing in numbers. We're seeing the love. Thank you all so much. Continue to follow our pages. And
Mhm.
until next time, we'll see you on the Molly Show.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.